Okay, I'm going to be trying some electrolysis. So I got my bucket of water, and I have some Oxyclean. Should be using sodium carbonate, but we'll see if this works. This is sodium percarbonate, but so it should work. I'm just going to stir that up, make sure it's all dissolved. And then, so I didn't have a battery charger, car battery charger, but I did have a, let's see if you can see this, Netgear AC adapter, and this should work. I guess we'll find out. And then also, I didn't have any stainless steel, or not stainless, just regular steel wire. So I just ripped these off of a large paint bucket, 5-gallon paint bucket. And so hopefully this will do the trick. And what I've done is I've attached the blade of a metal blade, and it's all rusty down here, and that should work. It's not much paint left down here. And I've attached the negative, or the positive. Make sure. Whoops. I've attached these wrong, so I'm going to pause and switch them, and then we'll start back. Okay, so I just went ahead and swapped out these so they're the right way. This is the positive, and it's connected to this ceiling fan blade. So I'm going to put this in. Just clamp it so it doesn't come into contact with my negative, which I've got attached to this crescent wrench. It's pretty rusty. I don't know if you can see it that well, but it's really rusty, especially right here. Got a lot of really bad rust. So we're going to take this, dunk this in, and I'll show you a close-up view once I get it in. Okay, so I'm going to take it up, and so now you can see this is my paint bucket handle, and it's going down, and the wrench, it's hard to tell because it's a little foamy, is connected on there and just submerged, and we're not touching, these two are not touching because we don't want to explode that if possible. Although I'm not really sure that it won't anyway. So now what I'm going to do is I've got my power strip here and it's off, but we're going to make sure that it's off, and then I'm going to plug this in like that, and it's still off. We didn't turn that on yet, and I'll plug it in, and then I wanted to plug it in on this so I have this switch. So now we're going to plug it in and see what happens. And so hopefully we should start seeing some bubbling if everything is right. So it looks like starting to get some bubbles. It looks like everything's moving around. You can kind of see the movement. I haven't touched the water, so I don't want to get electrocuted, but you can see the foam is moving around on the top, and I think that's because of a lot of bubbles coming up. So we're going to leave this and check back in on it later. Okay, so it's only been about a minute, but I think you can kind of see it. Maybe you can see it. I blow this foam out of the way. you can see all of the bubbles on the tool. It's kind of tough to see, but it looks like it's working. Hopefully I'm drawing enough volts to have a decent current in there to really speed up the process. But we'll keep checking back on it and see what happens. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes and you can definitely see it is working. So the tool is still down there in the white area, and you can see all of the rust is being pulled from this way over to this negative side and trying to attach to the fan blade. So I'm going to try to blow some of this foam out of the way. I guess maybe that's why you don't want to use Oxyclean. It seems to be pretty foamy. It's hard to tell what's going on. But I'm going to try to blow them out of the way and see if we can get a better idea of what's going on under there. So really murky water. It looks like a lot of rust is coming off of there. My bucket isn't hot, so I think it feels warm but not hot, and I think that's what it's supposed to be, although I may just be getting a false reading because I got it out of the hose not that long ago. And I'm gonna check this guy. It's really warm, but it doesn't feel dangerous yet, and there's no warmth on the wires at all, so I don't think we're overloading them. So I think this is a decent setup. Probably gonna leave it for at least another half an hour, 45 minutes, and come out and check on it again and actually pull the tool out this time. And then I guess we'll tell from there how much longer it has to stay in. Okay, it's been about an hour since I turned this on, and you can see a ton of rust is floating there on the surface. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off because I can't see anything having to do with the tool. Even if I try to blow the foam out of the way, I'm not going to be able to see anything. So I'm going to turn it off and pull out the wrench and see what it looks like. So I'm going to just prop the camera here, and hopefully you guys will be able to see it too. Okay, so I'm going to turn this switch off, and I'm going to unplug it, unplugging it, the whole thing from the wall. And so I'm just going to grab this, pull it out, put it down here. I'm just going to grab a rag. Here, just an old shop rag, and wipe it off and see what we got so far. And this wrench is so rusty. Alright. Pretty awesome, actually. So in about an hour, here, I'm going to pull the wrench out here. So in about an hour, this wrench went from super rusty to pretty clean. I think I'm going to leave it in for a little bit longer, maybe another hour or so, and I might even drop in another tool with it. See, there's still a little bit of rust up here, but mostly, let's see if I can get it to focus here. Not really. So you can see still a little bit of rust, but all the rust down here, even that really bad spot that was all shiny and fresh, is gone. So it looks like this works pretty well. I'm gonna grab another tool and drop it in, but I'm gonna put this one back and leave it on for, I don't know, maybe another hour or so, and just see what happens. Okay, got that back in. I really want to make sure that these two guys don't touch. So we really don't want to have it short out. So I'm going to leave that, and maybe if I find another tool in the meantime, I'll use it. I'll put it on here, but if not, we'll check back in an hour.